Etase, welcome back to my channel. My name is AC Kokui and I have a new video for you today. We are reacting to some Ghana videos, Ghana vlogs, and just, you know, as we're preparing for the 2025 Detty December, I know it's early. We just got to get you prepared because, as you know, you got to prepare now. If you're new to my channel, my name is AC Kokui. I do videos on travel, beauty, reaction videos. I'm not really niche down. I do it all, okay? And I am also a business owner. I own Melanin MagEK Travels, which also makes me a little bit versed on reacting to these Ghana vlogs, because I'm gonna give you guys like, I'm gonna give a little more context maybe to what people are showing, if that's the norm, what you should expect, all of those things. So I got a little bit of background because I do these trips to Ghana. I am Ghanaian. I have lived in Ghana. I have gone to school there. I've worked there, all of the things. So I got a little bit of experience where I can give a little more context to these videos, right? I also have content showing my videos, so if you want to go check out those videos, please do. Yeah, so let's just get into it. Okay, y'all, so I went through a couple of videos that I felt like kind of, you know, gave a good gist of what Detty December is, like what Detty December can look like, right? Okay, so the first vlog I have is by Nache. Naeche on TikTok.
Was definitely one for the books. When I tell you this trip entailed befriending one of the wealthiest men in the country, ending up at the hospital, and so much more, let's get into it. If you're new.
Okay, let me just stop it there. It sounds like she had a good time. You never know what type of trip going to Ghana is gonna give you. If it's gonna be one of those trips where you're gonna run into whoever, whatever, or something crazy may happen, it may be one of those trips, right? Or you could have the chillest trip. My last trip to Ghana was so chill. So chill. Not really how I was expecting it. So you never know what you're really gonna get when you travel to Ghana.
I'm Neche, and let's just say my life is
her
a
name
little
is Neche.
crazy. Alright, so boom. After staying up almost 24 hours and packing till 6:30 a.m. And honestly, if you saw my vlog where I prepped for this trip, you would understand completely how I slept through this entire 9-hour flight. I opened my eyes and baby, we had landed in Ghana.
Okay, I want to stop it there because she slept on this 9-hour flight. It is a long flight. I love long flights because you get to just like, you get to get comfortable. And even if you're not in first class, you can still get comfortable. I really don't understand how people are, you know, so restless on these long trips. I love them. Maybe I'm crazy. But I want to say, no matter what time you get to Ghana, you should sleep on that plane ride. You don't know what type of time you are about to be on when you get to Ghana. Meaning, if you get there in the morning, of course you're going to want to be up the rest of the day and just see how that is going to play out. Plus, then you're probably going to end up going out in the nighttime. Then, if you get there in the nighttime, you may want to hit the ground running and go out, right? Or you may not do those things, but regardless, you're going to be prepared and your body is still going to be tired. Regardless, you're still going to want to sleep. Your body's still going to probably naturally want to sleep because it's seeing that it's dark and this was a long trip. It's a long trip. And obviously sleeping on the plane isn't as comfortable, right? So your body's naturally going to want to sleep.
And guys, when I tell you that immigration was such a breeze here, I was just thinking about the chaos that happened at the Lagos airport, and I wish this type of structure on my people. Anyways, we go to baggage claim.
I'm glad that she said immigration was a breeze. It didn't used to be a breeze. It used to be really long lines. It used to take forever. I will say great job, Ghana, for making the process a lot better.
To get our bags, I look up and I'm like, is that Dr. Umar? Lo and behold, yes it was. There's no better person to run into upon your return to Africa, I'm telling you. So our flight
Yes. So you are definitely most likely going to see a ton of celebrities there. And Dr. Umar was in Ghana. I didn't get to see him. I've seen a couple of celebrities, had a couple of celebrities on my flights, and then obviously being at Afrofuture, doing all the other things, you're going to run into so many celebrities. And so just, always look your best if you want to take a photo with these celebrities, all right? Because you never know where you're going to run into them. And most likely you might run into a couple at the airport. We're all getting to Ghana at the same time, okay?
Got in around 8 a.m. and God bless our Airbnb host because they actually let us check in at 10 a.m. instead of the typical 3 p.m. time. We were still a little early though, so we headed to this place called Ritual. It's like a listening bar and a cafe, and guys, the food was delicious here. So after a few cocktails, juices, and breakfast, it was time to head to our Airbnb. And guys, I stepped out on the balcony and I was like, I'm back in Africa. Like, I haven't been back to Nigeria or any other African country since 2016, so this was long overdue. First things first, me and the girlies want to see the ocean. We want to be at the beach club, so we decided to head to this one called Alora Beach Club. And
okay, so as you can see, they hit the ground running. She got there that morning, they went to eat breakfast, and then they wanted to head to the beach. You're only most likely in Ghana and Africa and Nigeria, wherever you are visiting in Detty December, for a limited amount of time, no matter what. It's a limited amount of times. So you want to make the most of your trip. And the times that you were getting there is mostly around party time, events, things are going on. The day I got there, they had a celebrity basketball game, which I unfortunately had to miss because I decided to get my hair done so it wouldn't be a problem later on in the trip, right? But that's the thing. Like, there's events as soon as you hit the ground. There's things to do as soon as you hit the ground. There's the beach to go to. So, yeah, if you can make arrangements like she did with her Airbnb or whoever you are staying with, to get in there early so you can get settled a little bit and then just hit the ground running, do it. Because you're gonna feel that excitement when you get there. You're gonna be like, okay, I want to do something, unless you are on the chiller side and you just want to chill. This part is not for you.
I have to be very honest. This was a terrible start to the trip. So many negative things happened here, but the kicker for me was the fact that my friend ordered a mojito and they did not come back for 2 hours just to say, sorry, we actually don't have any more mint for the mojitos, but we brought you a different drink instead. Why would you bring someone a random drink that they didn't order and wait 2 hours to tell them that you don't have the ingredients? Anyways, we did have to redeem the vibes after that, so we headed to dinner at this place called Kozo, and when I tell you...
Y'all, Ghana does not have good customer service, so put that in your head now. Put that in your head now. I am sorry. I apologize on behalf of my Ghanaian community. I apologize, but that is just not something that we have out there. There are some places, yes, you're going to get good service, you're going to get your food and your drinks fast, all of those things, but I will warn you, Ghanaians are very chill people, even the workers. I don't know what's going on back there in the kitchen, but something is going very slow. Even with the drink making, I don't know what it is. They really need to figure it out, but just be prepared. Even like I went to Afrofuture and they were making the drink right in front of me. And I ordered 3 drinks because I'm like, I'm not coming back. That is a thing to note. Order all the drinks that you want at one sitting. I ordered 3 drinks back to back because I know that I don't want to come back to this table. I don't want to miss anything else. So yes, I'm going to be holding, I usually get a shot or a double shot and then a mixed drink to drink. And then I'm good, right? Because I don't need to go back. I don't need to put myself through that. So do what you need to do. Consolidate as much as you can. Get it all in one. Okay.
We had a time here. This was the turning point already. We sat outside. The music was fantastic. We got a few drinks. And unfortunately, they did have to seat us inside because we were a little late to our reservation. And y'all, when I tell you we're in here eating and complaining and eating and complaining, and then all of a sudden, someone pays our bill. And we said, oh. And then they sent us a bottle of champagne. And we said, oh. And my friend is like, waiter, please, who is this person that's blessing us in this way?
Yeah.
And that's when we learned the identity of one of the wealthiest men in the country who decided to treat us.
Okay.
So the trip was off to a great start. We're smiling, the vibes are good. We go to this place called Sky Bar. We have a few more drinks. Like, look at the smile. I'm getting the real Ghana treatment now. I guess the girlies were not lying when they said show up to Ghana, look cute, and things will be handled. We went to Front Back after this to park.
I haven't experienced it as much because it's a couple of things. I have had people pay for like my drink or my bill before, but because I do these trips to Ghana now, because when I was younger, I was going to Ghana with my family. Now that I'm older, I'm going to Ghana with my group trip. So I haven't really had that experience by myself or with a couple of my friends and someone pays for our bill. Mostly because it's either my family that's paying for the bill or I'm with my group and, you know, like I'm paying something, or like the guys are. That's another thing. If we travel with guys, sometimes they're paying for the bill. So I really haven't had this experience that a lot of people in Ghana that travel to Ghana during Detty December are talking about. But it happens. I'm hearing it happens, okay? Crazy, you know.
We went to Front Back on the first night. This was a time. So I feel like I ran into every person I've ever encountered in my entire life here. I'm talking about some of you that joined my TikTok lives I've run into here. Everyone from New York was here. I even ran into one of my friends who lives in the UK. Like, this was the place to be. We had a time. And of course, after partying until like 6 a.m., you have to have a little bite to eat, a quick snack. And then, boom, someone paid for this meal as well. I love being a girl. That was day one in Ghana. Stay tuned for the rest of the trip.
Okay, so I'm not reacting to the rest of her videos, but to add to that last point, you are going to see the whole world in Ghana in Detty December. Everyone is going to be there. You don't want to miss out. You are. Hey y'all, so my camera was overheating for some reason and I didn't realize that it stopped recording, so I just will add to this point right here. Yes, you will be seeing the world. Everyone is traveling to Ghana. I mean, not everyone, but a good amount of people you're going to run into. I saw some people from back home that I just see at parties and they were there partying with me. It's crazy, right? So you are going to see a lot of people that you don't normally run into also traveling to Ghana, and it's fun. You get to have a great time with them as well there, and just meet some new people from all over the world that also travel to Ghana during this time. I'm telling you, so many tourists are there. I can get into the tourist experience a little bit later in another video. Let me know if you want me to talk about that, but yes, there are a lot of tourists and people in Ghana during this time. Okay, y'all, we're gonna watch this one. This TikTok is from her, I believe her name is Niche Hair Beauty Lifestyle. That is her page. She is talking about the expenses you occur when you're in Ghana. Okay, so let's watch and get into her video and see if that's, like, you know, accurate.
December, but you have no clue what a trip like this costs. Let's talk about it. Starting off with the flight. A flight to go to Ghana is going to cost you a pretty penny. For our stay,
So she says she spent $15.80 for her flight. It all depends on when you get it. So the earlier the better, the cheaper it's going to be. The earlier you get it. Where you are flying from. So people that live on the West Coast like me, unfortunately, we have the most expensive tickets, okay? People that are leaving from New York, DC, Atlanta, congratulations. You didn't play yourself, okay? You have the best tickets, all right? It's the price. It's gonna be good. So they could even pay later and maybe even have cheaper tickets than California. You gotta fly through all of the U.S. and then a couple of other continents to get to Africa. It's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, I haven't seen a ticket for $1,500 in a really long time from California. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, so it depends on those two things for sure. When and where. So then she says her stay was $958 plus $50 late checkout fee. I wonder how long she stayed. Hold on, let's see if she says it.
Did the signature apartments. When it came to other expenses,
she didn't say how long she stayed for, but I'm assuming that's for a week. Usually people are staying in Ghana for a week. So $958 for 7 days, let's say. Well, my trip is 9 days. So let's say she stayed there for 9 days. She's paying about $107 per day if she's staying for 9 days, right? If she was just staying for 7 days, $137, which is still on the good side of, like, if you were to buy a hotel out here. That's most likely, like, you know, the cheaper hotels, motels, all of those prices. So she is paying pretty good prices for an Airbnb for the time that she's staying in Ghana. And these apartments, these Airbnbs that a lot of people are staying at are most likely in town or right by the city, right by the airport, right by kind of like where Afrofuture and those things happen. So that is a pretty good price. I know that some of these Airbnbs are charging a lot more. These hotels, they're charging a whole lot more. Okay, so she got a good price. She did really well. She probably got this early. She probably planned early. Okay, yeah. But these hotels, their prices are pretty much like America. They're charging $300 a night for some of these places. So you don't have to do that. Obviously, you see that you don't have to do that. When you travel with my group, our Airbnb is very discounted. Okay? It's very discounted. I would say it ranges from $50 to $70 per night. We're not in town. We're about 30 to 40 minutes from Accra, but you avoid all the city traffic when you stay with us. So there's that, and you get to be by the beach. So yeah, just something to note. Okay, Airbnbs, places you can stay, there's a lot of variety, but you do have to act on it fast because things do book up fast.
changed $300 US each, and I spent about 208 of that. That was
For food, Ubers, and shopping, she spent $387. Yeah. Sounds about right. I'm really thinking she stayed for like 7 to 9 days, right? So in total, $387. That's why I think I was rewatching my video where I talked about how much money you should bring, and I said it depends on what type of trip you want to have, how long you're staying, all of those things, but it could range from $300 to $1,000, whatever trip you're trying to have. And it looks like she may have gone to a lot of parties, ate out a couple of times, all of that, and she only spent $387, which is crazy. So you don't have to bring a lot of money out there, and you can still do some damage. You can still get a good experience out there. But if you want to do it up a little more, you're gonna have to spend a little more, okay?
towards food, Ubers, a little shopping. For some places we dined at, I did use my card. For events.
Oh, and I do want to say Ubers, the range is like, you'll see maybe going places like 150 cedis. Maybe that's like, what, $8 to $10 or something like that. Let's see what it is right now. Let me actually just go to my Uber app and see how much I was calling Ubers out there. To go to my family house, it was 110 from downtown, like Accra, or like from the city. It was 110 cedis. Another time 190. So let's say 150 in the middle. 150 cedis, $2. That's about $9. So yeah, the range is like $7 to $15, honestly, that you are spending on Ubers. Even going to where my family house is, which is 30 to 40 minutes away. we were only spending $150, $190 on nights where it was a little bit more poppin', like New Year's Eve and stuff, then maybe those Ubers would be like $200, $230. Still not bad. And because like me going from San Francisco to Oakland is $30, $40, okay? Crazy. Not doing damage whatsoever.
We did do a section for one, and I bought a few party tickets ahead of time as well.
So she did a section in total $288 and party tickets. So yes, getting a section, you're most likely splitting it with other people. So let's say she paid $130, because sometimes those big New Year's Eve parties, which she probably did a New Year's Eve party or something like that, you're going to spend $130 for the section where you get bottle service, right? And then that is split between eight people. Well, like $130 each, not $130 divided by 8. No, $130, $130, $130, $130, $130. Okay, $130 or $200 for the section. I think it was $200 for New Year's Eve when we wanted to potentially get a section. We decided against it, and we had a great time without getting the section. You don't need it. Just saying, you don't need it. You can get it. Hey y'all, I was definitely struggling again with my camera, so I'm going to interrupt and show you guys a little more of what I was talking about. So as you can see, alcohol, they spent about $66, which it's pretty good price. They probably didn't buy too many bottles. I didn't as well, but I would preface that Ghana is like newer to the partying, or like what is the word, like maybe pre-gaming and things like that, so people aren't really buying bottles. So when you go and you do find a place that holds bottles like ShopRite or something like that, you're going to most likely pay what you would pay here for bottles, to be honest, like $30-$40 or so for bottles, just because, like I said, they're kind of newer to the whole pre-gaming thing. People aren't doing that. They're going out to the club, and that's where you get your drinks from. So they probably didn't get too many bottles, but that is just something to be aware of. And then also excursions. I go a little bit more into this. The excursions, we went to a resort, and so for our resort on my group trips, that can get pricey. I think, well, not too pricey. The entrance fee is about like $80, and then whatever you add on, like massages or jet skiing or things like that, that is also where they'll add some more things to your price. So just be aware of that. Yeah, that's what is actually all included in my packages when you join Melanin MagEK Travels. I just gotta plug myself, y'all. We talk about Ghana, we talking about going during Detty December, definitely come with me, because you're not going to have to worry about prices like that. Just you're spending money, but that's just something to be aware of. Yeah, we do a little more immersive experiences. So our excursions may be a little bit more than $150, but the range is there, like $150 to maybe $300. Still not a lot, okay? And all of my prices are included in our package. In total, her total was $3,500, right? Approximate. And yeah, that is a pretty accurate price that I would say you would spend in total with where you're staying, getting your flight, experiencing all these things in Ghana. Yeah, I'm trying to finish this video for y'all, but the devil is trying me, okay? Anyway, all right, we're gonna react to this one from Saf Travels. Okay, I think she does travel vlogs. So she is doing hers through pictures. So it's a couple things that I can speak to of what she said about her trip in Detty, December in Ghana, in Accra. I'm gonna stop the music because of copyright, but she said, first, have someone pick you up because those taxi prices are not it. I definitely suggest having a driver when you are in Ghana, which is another additional cost if you're not doing a group trip that it's already inclusive. Like mine, they're already included, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you are doing your own trip, then yes, you should organize getting someone to drive you around, not just from the airport, the whole trip. Ghana is safe. You can call taxis, you can call Bolts, you can call all of them, right? It's just, if you want to cut down on expenses, I do think that it is best to have a driver, because then you have a set price, you've organized with them what time, and yes, you know you're going to be going back and forth between parties and all of those things. If you have someone waiting for you to take you to those different parties instead of having to wait in whatever traffic for your Uber driver, not finding your Uber driver, it's a lot of people in Ghana, a lot of people. So it's just easier if you have a driver, you know where to find them. You know that they're going to be there for you. Even if you have to call a couple taxis or Ubers in between, take out cash. I always just use the ATM at the airport. It's opposite the chemist. Okay, so I don't know about the ATM. Definitely can be an option of where you can get money out. Because of my trips, I have someone that is able to switch money for my group and gets us an amazing rate, right? So just find what is going to work for you. There may be an ATM in the area. There may be a bank in the area. Maybe try a couple different places, see what their rate is. You may get a couple cents more depending on certain places, or pesos more, you know. Ghana does take cards when you are going to like the touristy places or to the bar, to the club, or to certain restaurants. But if you want outside food, or you know, you see something on the street, the sellers, they're not taking card, so they're taking cash, right? They'll take dollars too, okay? But most of the time, give them CDs, take out the CDs and give those, and use those. Go to the club. In the club, we all fam. 11:02 is the time that it shows. Yeah, going out to the club. Ghana parties. Detty December, you're not sleeping. Obviously, we've heard of it. You're not sleeping. Leaving to the club as late as you can is definitely a thing. You know, 11, 12, and you're just getting there right on time. I've left parties and clubs at 7 a.m. and people are still now arriving. They probably went to sleep and then woke up at 5, got ready, and are heading to the club at 7. Crazy. But that is the culture. So get ready to be up all night, okay? Make sure to go out of Accra to explore all of what Ghana has to offer, okay? Yes. Detty December is definitely about enjoying Ghana in that party scene, right? But you are also in another country, in another continent, in another country. Most of you guys, it's your first time. You should get the most of the experience. I know you can party in America, you can party in London. I know it's different in Ghana and you want to get that experience, but don't miss out on getting the cultural experience as well, which is why I really emphasize that on my trips. So if you want the best of both worlds, definitely join us, because I make sure that we get that. Don't do your hair every other day like me. That's crazy. Getting your hair done is definitely something that a lot of people go to Ghana to do. When I go to Ghana, I get my hair done in the beginning of the trip, and then I get my hair done when I'm leaving the trip. Most of the time, it's cornrows in the beginning, so it can be a short, quick hairstyle, and I can get to what I need to do, and then I do singles leaving. So yeah, that is usually what I do. But doing your hair every single day that you're there, or every other day, that's a lot. You're taking out a lot of time that you could be doing something else, okay? I suggest if you want to get your hair done multiple times, you do what I do, beginning and end. What I used to do, what a lot of people do, is get their hair done when they're leaving, so you have fresh braids, fresh hair when you get back to America or wherever you're going. Get a SIM card if you can't get an eSIM from Airlo or Holofly. I don't really know how the whole SIM card thing works. I just got Verizon, honestly, because I was like, Verizon has the best international plan that I've heard of, and my phone pretty much works in Ghana. I know that if you don't get service out there, you could potentially get a service through a SIM card. And so there are a bunch of phone companies usually in the area. You can find a lot of places where you can get a SIM card so you can get connection. But with our service, you put money on your SIM card, and that gives you data. And then when your data runs out or your money runs out, then you put more onto the SIM card. I believe that's how it should work. Okay, y'all? Go to Sandbox on Sundays. I don't know. I've been to Sandbox once or twice. I guess on Sundays it's lit. Eat local food and lots of it. We all know it tastes better in Ghana. Yes. Ghanaian food in Ghana? Yes. That's all I'm gonna say. It hits different. You gotta eat it. In Ghana, if you've never had Ghanaian food, you're gonna love it because it's just great. It's the best food in the world, okay? It's so good. Eat the local food. Don't go to Ghana and just go eat a burger. Apparently we have sushi now. I've been to an Italian restaurant in Ghana. Don't do that. Eat the local food. Eat your banku. Eat your wache. Eat your eto. Eto is not something that a lot of people have eaten before. Eat your eto, okay? Go and find the local food because you should be immersing yourself in the culture. You should be eating the food that's there. Yes, okay, go have your KFC once in a while, okay? You should try. I always like to try KFC in different countries, okay? That is me. And I live right around the corner from one. So I'm at KFC all the time. But also get your Ghanaian food. And so that is all I wanted to react to today. Let me know if you guys want me to do a part 2. I have a couple of other ones saved, but in the interest of time, let's just stick to these. Let me know if you want that part 2. I have so much more information I can give you guys about Detty December, about getting there, about making an affordable trip, about packages if you guys want to come with us. Like I said, we are doing a trip this December from December 26th to January 4th. It is going to be an amazing time. I do group trips, and so if you want to bring your bestie or your boo, please do. We have affordable packages that include all your accommodations, excursions, all your VIP Afrofuture tickets, and so on and so forth. So if you are interested in coming with us this December, we still have spaces. It's limited spaces. Please contact me. You can DM me. My information is in the description box. You can just sign up. That information is in the description box. If you want to have a free one-on-one consultation where I talk to you about the trip and see if you're interested in all of those things, that information is in the description box. If you want to look at my past trips, that information is in the description box. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know if you want me to react to some more. Subscribe, like, comment, share, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.